mercy? You must have an idea. I am funding your idea. I am not funding your employees. I am funding your knowledge, not the people you are going to bring in to work for you. Because if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't know, you can't control them. You can't get them to play the script you have written in your business plan. I can steal your business idea, but I can't implement it if I'm not the owner. Those are issues, those are factors we consider as bankers to determine funding. Now, let's come to the funding proper. What do you want to do? I'll be a lot practical about it. I reckon you want to start a shoemaking business. You want to start a dry cleaning business. You want to set up a hairdressing salon. These are practical things you want to get involved in. Now, the question is, what kind of equipment do you need? What exactly do you want to put money into? I take it that most of the time you want to put money into expansion, buying additional equipment. When you are starting and you buying new equipment. In some of these, you need working capital. A little bit of that. Because now you have to buy raw materials. The ones who are going to sew in the fashion, you have to go to buy the materials. One thing we do with this kind of lending is that we will not give you our money and allow you to go do it yourself. We will give you our money and monitor it. Oh, I want to set up an auto mechanic workshop. You probably want to buy a couple of tools, a couple of equipments. We will ask you where you're going to buy it from. Who is the vendor? How much is it selling it? Now, your integrity is going to be tested here. You tell us who the person is. You tell us how much you said. We'll check you out. Trust us. We are not trained to trust people just that way. We'll check you out. We'll go find out how much they sell those equipment in real terms. We'll not talk to only your supplier. We'll talk to another supplier. Peradventure, you are in league with the supplier. We'll fight collusion a lot. We'll frustrate collusion. We'll talk to another supplier and ask them, how much does it cost? If for whatever reason we find out that the equipment you told us is 500,000, comes to 200,000, next time we'll come, nicely we'll tell you, guess what? We don't think we can lend to you. If we can't trust you from the beginning, we will not lend to you. No matter how beautiful your plan is, no matter how knowledgeable you think you are, we will not lend to you. But when we go out to test and find what you have told us to be real, we will now agree to fund your business. To buy those equipments, fund those equipments, and in some cases you need working capital. Like the man who wants to do fashion. You need sewing machines. There are various types of it. You need money to be able to buy the materials you will sew. So we can take a risk on you and give that allowance of that working capital bit to buy the inputs of your business. But most importantly for your equipment, we'll do direct disbursement. A bank official will cut a bank check and go and give it to you, the person you are buying from. And we'll ensure it's delivered to you. We'll come and check. And when you start the business, at intervals, the bank officials will do inspection. We want to be sure the equipment is still there. It's not the moment our back is turned. You return the equipment back to them and say, bring Naira. We will be sure you are using the equipment. And we'll begin to monitor your daily lodgements. We will not wait for you until the end of the month. We want to see you begin to lodge your proceeds and see how you are making progress. No lender will fold his arms and wait for you to come. We monitor what you're doing. A lot of them is direct disbursement. Now, because those equipments are self-collateralized, we still come back to the issue of collateral.
Do you understand? Please, can you explain what self-collateralized? It means you don't have collateral, and they have used equipment that you purchased with the loan to secure itself. Do you understand? Which means you can do it even though you don't have collateral.
Now, you don't have collateral. So what we do to make sure that the transaction itself is self-securing is, one, we do direct disbursement to the vendor. When it is purchased, it is not going to be purchased in your name. It's going to be purchased in your name and in the bank's name. So the asset is owned jointly. Remember, we always ask for your own inputs. So that 10% of the cost of equipment will make it possible for your name to be on the ownership name list, that this belongs to the two of us. Now that equipment is a collateral for the loan. There's no free lending in this industry. But now we have tied lending to you around the business itself. If for whatever reason you default, we will take that equipment off you. Because that's a collateral. And you know the implication. When the equipment is taken off a business, the business is grounded. Shut down that business. And that's the end of that dream. Now, when we now give you the equipment, we now begin to monitor it and watch you play along your cash flow. The other thing we see is you started a business. And the moment you start selling, you start generating cash flow. The next thing is you want to go into expansion. Unplanned expansion. Bankers don't like it. We don't like surprises. We like you to carry us along. Because in most cases, it's like a typical life of a human being. You must learn to crawl before you can walk. Then you move on to running. If you're just crawling, you've not learned how to walk, you now want to run, you will break those legs. We want you to go step by step. Make gradual progress. Now, when you are following your script and you are making gradual progress, your bank begins to trust you. They will now partner with you. The day you come and say, look, I need to expand. I'm a regular fashion person. I need to move into embroidery. You have created a record. We have seen you pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 installments of your loan. We are beginning to get comfortable with you. We are beginning to trust you.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
My name is Noble Chibuzo Igwe. I like to say that I work for 360 Notes Limited, and I also work for 360 Delivery Limited. Why 360 Notes Limited is a company that plays in entertainment. 360 Delivery Limited is strictly for delivery business. Basically pick up and delivery business. That's what we do. I started with consulting, going for meetings and discussing on how to push the music out there, because they thought I understood the Nigerian market and what Nigerian people want to hear. I decided to make it a business when I realized that I was making more money from that side gig than I was making in paid employment. I figured if I should leave paid employment and focus directly on this, I can actually make a living from it. So that's really what I decided I did. So 360 PR, I gave idea 360nobs.com. If I did talk about PR, or promote things, I need a platform. If I need a platform, I can say anything I want to say as much as I want to say. I need to own the platform. So I decided to set up 360knobs.com to promote the people I'm doing PR for. So I think the PR gave back to the .com. Then some of the arms came up because we needed to expand and we didn't have people do all those things. Yeah. The delivery aspect of the business was an afterthought when we look at the market and see what is lacking and provide the solution so to make sure that every other person gets what they need to get. But I tell a lot of people, a lot of people look at funding and it happens to push them away from doing what they love. And I don't have any investor. I've not gone to any bank to collect any loan. It's strictly my money. So what I did is the 100,000, the 50,000, I'll put them all together. So if I need to buy a laptop, I can say this month, whatever money I get, I buy a laptop for the .com. And if I need to get money for this, I save a little bit of money, put money here, cuts down on the lifestyle. I love clothes like a lot, but I also need to know that if I need to succeed, then I need to start saving the money that I was making to make sure that it gives me like what I need. So the challenges has to do with infrastructure. I started working from home because I already put up a little bit of money aside and say, this is what it will take me to rent an office. And if I rent an office, that can give me a little bit of a basic or a stronger structure. And I didn't move until I was ready. And it was because I needed to also get a service office, because when you stay at home, you probably burn money on generator and every other thing. So, but to not to save costs, I used to move from client's place until I was ready to get my own office. Life is full of ups and downs, and for every other thing, as far as they're living, there has to be things that will happen that will discourage your business. But you have to be determined, focused, and make sure you stay steady. Yeah, that's what I call lane. You are only competing with yourself. So I always think about I have to beat myself and not another person. I'm not doing business trying to beat some other person. But if I beat any person doing the business, that's good. But I have to focus on my own business to say, I want my business to be the best. And if it is the best, consumers will come to me. I don't need to push anybody down to get up there. I mean, the sky is too big for every one of us to be up there. I have like a small table that says, this is what I want to achieve every month or every week. And every time we look back to say, am I doing better than I was doing in the month of August in 2011? Am I doing better than I was doing in the month of August in 2010? As far as there's progressive growth, you're on the right path. And if you have a target that you set for yourself every year, as far as you can meet about 80%, you're doing great. Do you understand? So that's what I do for myself. And I mean, challenges will come. You have to look for the best people to work with, people who take care of business as their own business. I see young people out there who probably want to do their business, and I probably say people should focus on what they want to do and stay put. I mean, that's basically, and put it in prayers. Yeah, prayers work.
Ignite, from dreams to reality.
Now, if you are going into a project that's going to cost you 1 million naira, it will not be in your interest if I give you the entire 1 million naira immediately, because you're not going to spend the whole 1 million naira immediately. If I give you immediately, you start incurring interest expense. Then I'm not helping your business. I will ask you, what's the stage one? 200,000. We know we are going to 1 million, but we'll first of all give you that 200,000. Do the stage one. When we see stage one is completed, we'll give you the next money for the next stage. It's completed. We go to the third and the fourth and probably the last stage. Now, the project is completed. And we can now watch it begin to turn out the cash flows we'll expect. We also recognize that in business it's not all smooth. Projections are what they are. Projections, assumptions. They do fail. Now, you have assumed that in your environment, once I can buy a regular sewing machine, a regular cutting machine, I should be able to start my fashion business. Somehow, things changes around you. And you find out that there is another machine that is causing you not to meet expectations because you need to do additional things to those things you're turning out. Now, you know that's not in the original agreement. You now approach your bank and sit them down and let them see the practical sense in what you're saying. If truly that is real, and we are convinced that buying that additional equipment will enhance the cash flow you will